A very good morning to you guys. Welcome to Asake Online. This is the Breakfast Club. My name is Brighton Ncube. You know, in a few days to come, we're going to be going to the by-elections, and people started campaigning and telling us what they're going to offer once they become councillors or members of parliament. Remember, recalls by Sengwe Chabang resulted in these by-elections. And today, joining me to unpack what his manifesto is all about and what you offer for people from Ward 24, that's in Kera 7, Kera 8, and Kera 9, is Sipho Mthimkhulu from Freedom Alliance. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the Breakfast Club.
Very well, thank you to have me here.
The first question to you maybe can be the issue of the background. Who is Sipho Mthimkhulu politically?
Well, Sipho Mthimkhulu, umuntu wazalelwa lapha koBulawayo. Now, political background yami inde kakhulu ngoba ngiqalise politics way back. Anyway, ngivele ngizelwe emzini we-politician. My father was one of the active politicians ku bandla leZAPU elalikhokhelwa nguJoshua Nkomo by then. So ngazalwa a politician. So yayihlala khona kuZwingwa with the likes of Fontuta, Nkomo, and a lot of these guys ababe ku national executive ZAPU. So anyway, ngangananzelele until in 1977 lami sengikhulile ngase ngiba active ku politics ngiku youth yeZAPU eyayikhokhelwa nguJoshua Nkomo. Now waya ke abanye abantu abaningi iage yami bachapha now besiya kulwela inkululeko through Botswana bese Zambia and places for training ku military wing. Kodwa ke ngasenanzelela ukuthi mina ngasala. So ngase ngibotshwa ke ngenxa yokuba active ku politics. I was enticing youth ukuthi kayichaphe. So I was good at that. So ngase mbonwa ke Smith regime put me away. Ichikurupi maximum prison evulwa yavulwa yithi imanzi ngo-1977. So ngagwetshwa 10 years. But waya ke in 77 ngase ngihlala 3.5 years or so. Kwase kubuye international amnesty. Yikho lapho ngaphuma ke khona ejele. Then I continued with ZAPU because it was still existing in that time. Kungabile ukuhlangana kwezanu leZAPU okwenziwayo. So I continued like this, like that. I enjoyed it that way. Kodwa ke in that time izanu yayile upper hand, but ayizange be nothing was different. IZAPU lezanu kwakusafanana nje engxenye ukuthi umthunzi wanguJoshua Nkomo. So yikho lapho engaje kubona khona ukuthi hawu lami sengipolitician because then ngase ngidevelopile and then ngase ngihardened ngokuhlala ejele, and I continued in politics up until last two kwasokusiba le MDC eyayinga delete Tswangerai ngiyayikhokhela leyo ngayijoyina because then kwase ungasahambi kuhle. So ngokuba partial ngemathebeleland ngabona kufanele ukuthi no nansi party patentsha lama ideologies ayo, but ingekho different from ZAPU per se. So I ngasengathanda ke ngithanda ke iMDC kwaze kwathi ke after kufa kuka Tsvangirai I still continued in it. Ngase ngasabona kuhle ngayo, hayi ngayichiya ke ngase nsiba passive in politics. Ngase ngizithulela, but ngase ngisebenza ku-municipality of Bulawayo lapho ngaseva khona 30 years. now in the Housing and Community Services Department, but thina sasenza ngangu parks services. So it is a centenary central parks, the museum, nature reserves, and wonkama recreational facilities. I kind of section enganisebenza kiyo. So hayi ngibone okukhulu administration yama parks, ngibone uningi ke ngokurana kukabulawayo. Ubulawayo imbonile Ncube in my life bekulidorobho elihle, idorobho comfortable. You'd have loved to uhlala koBulawayo, and proudly say I'm a Bulawayan.
Right, you speak about each prison life. You said you were arrested for 10 years, right? And then you served 3 years in prison. Let's speak about your prison life. How difficult was the prison life, and did it shape you to become the leader that you are today?
Oh yes, in those days, and as opposed to today, prison was yayinto nje yokuthi kayijayeleke kwa affecta life yami kakhulu, kwaphinda kwa affecta life family as a whole. You can imagine ukuthi ubaba use detention, mina in political prisoner in a different prison. We needed each other. That was the time when I felt I really needed my father. I wanted to know what is going to become of me after all this. Am I going to survive this? You know what I mean? So then now, engikutshoyo ukuthi kwakungasonto epopular njengakhathesi. Khathesi umuntu youth uthatha ngazani outing. Ungezwa ukuthi ubotshiwe ngo10 uphinde uhlanje la ngo12 izifuka vele anyway. So thina sasingama subjects to torture. Ukuthi wawutorture kwakulama police wakuthiwa special branch ayisekho kaTesla. Yayi branch ka Smith eyokudinga ama political activists eyokudinga they called as terrorists, and abantu abanjalo abafuna liberation yabantu abamnyama, so they could track you down. So very, very effective but vicious, very vicious indeed. Most of other guys who didn't make it. So sabotshwa singabantwana sahamba ku Grey Street ngaficana labanye inamba engikhumbula kuhle was 60 of us age. Yeah, so it's 60 of us. So after 6 months they decided ukuthi basise Harare. Ngangayazi Harare, but uhamba khona ukhana ungakwazi ukuthi uyangaphi, so nxa sifika laphana ichikurupi yasesabeka. I think lokhu sesabeka lalamhla. So on second decision abelungu basesithi abantwana laba bancane they won't qualify here. Kwakuyi maximum prison thina kodwa basifaka ku section okuthiwa medium, not so harsh njenge maximum. So even though yayinjalo but no, we are too young to be able to be in there. We won't make it. So what decided? Sabona mabhuna abuya. You can tell ngabantu bebuya belama decisions abo. You can tell ukuthi this whole thing is about us. So squatting ama lines sasa sesadresswa satshela ukuthi selithanjiswa somewhere else. So we're taken to kokuthiwa emaswingo kuthiwa iLake Kyle. iLake Kyle babakhe ijele entsha futhi leyo yayinyo. In those days abantu babesilwa impi ye-sabotage. So ababekwenza abantu Gutu, Nyajeka, Chivu, Maswingo liyana. So babegamula inkomo zabelungu begamula nje just gamula badle bagcina bengasadli vele inyanga sephungula izibindi sebelahla sebesenzana. So uSmith wasesithi every muntu obonileyo kumbe owaziyo kumbe oparticipatileyo kumbe owadla inyama 9 years. So there were a lot of people from emakhaya ngikhona ngale bebuya. So kwakusiba buhlungu because kwakungabantu abadala and thina sikhuluma ilanguage yesindebele. Bona bebaningi kakhulu kodwa bekhuluma ngesishona sasingasazi thina isishona. So abantu labana babe culturally sibone abantu ababhema mgwayila amakhala and that so bese kusiba buhlungu ukuthi uku-captivity. You don't want to see these things, you can't match with it, but you don't want to be there, but what now? What next? What can you do? Ayiqine kakhulu. So to add to that misery, bayakha deliberately ku-Lake Kyle. Angaze ngemazweni ulwandla nlwazi, but iLake Kyle. Yikho ngabona khona ukuthi amagagasi aphakama echitha amanzi. Kwakulomqando extreme cold, especially so kungabe ngayi winter, so we suffered in that. So kulazigqoko, you know, amagamanzi makhulu and yeah, kwakubuhlungu, and but we managed to survive.
Yeah. Speaking of your transition, you said you were part of ZAPO as a young person, right? Yes. Then you moved on to MTC, joined MTC, right? And then later, after you leaving MTC, you became a passive in politics. Maybe what can you say made you passive in politics after leaving MTC?
Yes, in that part there were so many irregularities, and in-house fightings, people were scrambling for party positions. I was not for that. You know, why mina ngayisiza into politician. I-background yami yangafanani labantu embafica beselokishini. So ngithi ngiyakhanyela ngicabanga ukuthi ngivela ngaphi ngakho. So I didn't want to stoop that low. Ukuthi bese ngikhompita ngama chairman impani secretary what on view. So there were wranglings. People were just going after these party positions. So I concentrated with my job and kept away. But in that time, municipality wile policy yake ukuthi umuntu wayengafanelanga ukuthi abonakale eku-politics yena employee yabantu kwakunjalo nje. So ngase nguhlanganisa ngakubona I know the best, I take one side, I leave the other.
But you said you served under a councillor for 30 years, right, under the Parks and Housing Department. But now if you look at the last council that we have now, in particular looking at the parks that we have now, are you happy with the current state of the national park?
There's not an inch, a single little thing that resembles what I used to be in myself. What Bulawayo used to be. I have nothing to write home about. Ngoba iBulawayo ngokwayo iyodwa nje kungenziwanga lutho, kunga-advertiswa, kwakungela amafoni ama-gadgets la eselwasebenzisa internet and all that. Iyodwa yayi-tourist attraction, yayile tourism, yayile tourist attraction. So you could see in this town ubone sibili group of people. uBulawayo City Council while a caravan park, they will drive all the way from South Africa, transit to Victoria Falls. So they will not go before landing in Bulawayo. Babifika lapha babhuke u-caravan park. What next? Bese bevakatsha in the town. You see, ungakuthathe kancane ama-buildings wona la akobulawayo. You know, amatshelani akha i-post office. Uyabona wona lana bomvu. Abelungu babethanda ukuzobona into leza ku-unique kibo ya-detector ngokwayo alone. And bese behamba befika eMzilikazi Art and Craft Center. Kwakule home industry, kule Mzilikazi Art and Craft Center khonapho, and that area alone bese kusiba le library. They used to enjoy ukubona i-setup yona leyana lama locals utilize ama facilities. In that time there was lawn, there was green, there was parks, very attractive park, so they could enjoy to see the ancient McDonald Wall where they would learn what it used to be built by ZAPU. Yeah, liberation movements amaningi. ZANU ZAPU babefikela ngapha eMcDonald Hall. So it was a great hall to reckon. So konke lokhana izinto uBulawayo asezilahlekelwe. So besides kwakulama nature reserves, you could go to Mguza, just across the bridge on the old Fourth Road. Obusubona ukuthi babehlanyele about 7 species of antelopes, including kudu. You could watch a zebra and impala. So kwakule game reserve eMguza ile dam. Idam kwakule angling also. So kwakula ama clubs athiyayo enhlanzi. Ubona ukuthi abantu bakholisa, abantu ba relaxile. So but at a fee. So ngama revenues uBulawayo ayewathola wona lana. So not only that, but kule hillside dam just a few meters away from here. So lakho futhi kwakuyi tourist attraction. Kwangasikho the way they are using that dam now, and ukuthi abantu baphongubuya welinili kwakule arrangement enhle. All the security, rangers, parks rangers will be there all time. Bebona abantu close to them. Bebaxoxisa abelungu befuna ukwazi information. You know, I'm sorry to say abalungu all the time because you are tourists. By then, umuntu omnyama wengabi popular is not in that trade anyway. Umuntu omnyama is too hard. Not from this country. You can't. No, let's go for it. I know. I would rather say, as some say, Victoria Falls, say water, shoes or something, and that's not tourism. And so Labanabantu Babebuyala, and municipality was very happy in that. Municipality of Bulawayo was very proud of that. Municipality of Bulawayo was gaining revenue through all these things, because imagine if they came at the caravan park, say 2 weeks per single person. That was for a fee. There was no headache, there was no hassle.
Speak of revenues, right? To say they were creating revenues for the council, right? You are running for Ward 24 as the councillor for under Freedom Alliance, right? If you become a councillor for Bulawayo, how will you try to create revenue for the council?
There we are. So mbuzo olula. Ukhanyele izinto ezikhona thes masinya ngutshengisa ukuthi irevenue ngikhuluma ngayo kayisiyo engagenerate kathes. Akula avenue to do that now by now for uBulawayo wayezimanagela imali yakhe. uBulawayo ezibhenkela imali yakhe, ezigeneratela azibhenkele I spend yena, and so nyangaphi khathesi kakusenjalo imali sisiya kuminister. Uminister nguyo distributayo nxa umunicipality se applyile for a reason ukuthi ufuna imali but egeneratile. Ngakutshela ngithi iChitungwiza town, ngizwa kuthiwa kule town ekuthiwa iChitungwiza yakhiwa ngama spoils away ingwebo bia yawo Bulawayo, ya develop ilokithi elingasilo la koBulawayo. Lamhla is called Chitungwiza town, but yathathwa imali zangaphi zakoBulawayo. So enzama ukukutsho as a councillor, and we are saying thina no, nxa given a chance sesinga abantu impilo yomuntu ukuthi umuntu a develop, umuntu ufuna ukuthi abe le information abe layo information sibile ukuthi azi umuntu anti ukuthi hayi i-management iminjani izinto zenzakala kanjani anti khathesi sokusiba nzima ukuthi umuntu a-understand ukuthi municipality nguye so imali kayikho e-tower block kumbe esitholo kumbe ngaphi like i-mentality ekhona emuntwini imali ikuye enketha khona ngale so kumele ukuthi thina sisebenze si-develop i-trust sisebenze ukuba le rapport with the management council so that we can convince resident ukuthi abe loyal to paying i-rent you understand so kungabi khona lokho kumele ukuthi si build the trust and umuntu angabe ukuzwa kuthiwa municipality kasafaki mabhimi etown municipality uselama vendors all over the show municipality kasanaki ama swap chokes municipality kasabisi amanzi kodwa kuthiwa siwabhadalele why is that kala informed information is not informed umuntu but singaba khona sibekwazi ukuthi sesikhuluma ngokuthi asiyene ebantwini we need to have dialogue nabantu bathole information so umuntu angathola information it becomes part of the system angaba part of the system he will hate to be a failure of that system because it belongs to that system but ngenxa political affiliation yabantu in a number of political parties will not talk about reviving Bulawayo. No, they will talk about saving people from being victimized by the Bulawayo City Council.
Why is it difficult for the politicians to convince abantu to say want to serve Bulawayo?
I want to think that most politicians or politics, this is why Tina Freedom Alliance sithi no, asirevive uBulawayo, asiconcentrate uBulawayo. Sibone ukuthi uBulawayo uba clean to some certain extent lapho singenelisa khona. Why sithi ama political parties ayihlule ukuconvince abantu? The political parties that are popular in this country, their headquarters are not in Bulawayo. They have no heart for Bulawayo. Engabe ngiyakunanzelela mina as a person ukuthi basebenzisa i-human material eyakubulawayo to build a party and then bese becina bengananzeleli ngebulawayo so into yangikhona ihlupha khona lapho but however abantu bakobulawayo ba principled bayakwazi ukuthi la nxa kungaba njani asibe ndawonye ngama votes so uhambe kwazi kwaba yilesi sikhathi this modern time today ukuthi sokule confusion sokule turmoil kuma supporters abasawazi now what to do sesibuya ke thina sesithi no we are Freedom Alliance born and bred in this town into sifuna ukuyibona lapha ukuthi sincedisana ukuthi senze njani sithuthukise uBulawayo nxa lilawa ama votes bring these votes siyosebenza sibona ukuthi singakwenza kuzwisiseke njani ukuphila resident le.
Allow me to come through there. You speak about the issue of water very, very, very confidently, issue of water. A few days ago, our journalist told around the dams of Bulanga. We were told that Amans are for Bulanga are for 3 months, right? But this crisis has been happening throughout the year. January, Amans, Gobula Amans are here for 72 hours, Akambe for weeks and weeks. As the Freedom of Alliance and as the aspiring councillor, how will you deal with the issue of water crisis in Bulanga?
Yes, in Vumelana Lawe. Asezengazani aseluhlupho worldwide. But I don't want to go to that. Kobulawayo lapha. Ama chances ukuthi ama water was alungise akhona. But maybe sidinga ukuthi thina sizipositione ku management. Maybe sidinga thina ukuthi sithole nyacho futhi ukuthi sithole ukuconsulta abanikazi bamanzi. Abanikazi bamanzi kaso councillor so management but ngabantu bona labana abamelela ama-services. Sesike sakhuluma nge-loyalty ekubhadaleni, kodwa kasikakhulumi nge-mismanagement yama-bills abhalelwa abantu. Ayi-problem khona phana ama-bills, ngoba umuntu kwesisikhathi uyamxotsha ngokwehluleka kwakho kumaneja yena. So kungagcina kudevelop ukuthi umuntu agcine ngathi umuntu ungamtshela ukuthi lamhla ule $10 yami kusasubuya usithi $10 lani siyi-15, even ebesele 7 kasayibhadali le 7, uhleke uyambulala ingqondo. So abantu sebebulelwe ingqondo, babe bebhizi befuna ukuthanda ibulawayo la, befuna ukuba yiphathi yokuseva i-situation, but bese bebona akula solace into yangikhona, akula muntu, no one accepts them as part of the system. Nxa umuntu esephonga ukuthola ibhili yakhe jaha la Ncube, amanzi kaSab is the only town that I know elabantu ababhadala ama-services abangareceiviyo. Amanzi ahlala 3 days, 4 days abantu bengaboni. Nje eMagwegwe ngale you talk of weeks abantu bengabona amanzi, but i-management will still want to fork money out of those poor people. Uyabona into uhambi kahle. So i-council will be losing popularity and kumbe i-assistance. Ama-residents afuna uku-assista i-management la ukuthi ibe khona. They want to love to see things happen, but in their comfort labo, bathole comfort. So amanzi kumele ukuthi ngabe khathesi omunye umuntu abekwazi uku-explain ukuthi sike sakhuluma ngamanzi eGwayi, Shangane, confluent, kodwa sikhulume isase ku term yipi, medium term, kumbe sikhulume kulama terms ay-3 short, yes. So akula muntu o-explain izinto zona lezi. Things are just going without people knowing ukuthi kwenzakalani. I'm sure ama-councillors asethe angena ka-August ahambile madam, but people have no information. Information phongubuya iskeshi emafonini, but not everybody owns a phone kumbe can read from the phone. And abantu bafuna ukuthi babe informed kuhle ukuthi hayi le into esikiyo sesiku-medium term, and we expect ukuthi i-time frame kuzaphela ngelanga elingaka. But let me tell you, in every 5 years kule story samanzi le dam le Gwayi, every 5 years kule story se Telekota, every 5 years kule story so rehabilitate imigwaqo, every 5 years just stories, talk shop. Being a councillor ngizafisa ukuthi in liaison with the mayor, the town clerks, lama colleagues who council, sithi madoda asekeleni every other thing, sibone i-issue yamanzi and sibe le sure ukuthi uphutsha njani lo msebenzi. How best can we handle this thing? Ngoba i-problem yethu ekhona enkulu kakhulu koBulawayo engazange ibe khona during my days ukuthi municipality uBulawayo kasela mandla kala authority ukuthi akhe idam. Amadam asangawa ministry every water hole in this country.
That brings the issue of devolution. Yeah. What do you think of devolution then? To say now the minister is the one in charge of our funds, right, for revenues as well. Now again, building of dams, we're saying the dams are not owned by its councillors, but also by another department. What do you think of devolution of power?
Devolution of power is neither here nor there. Ngoba isuka ibe politics more than local governments engikhuluma ngayo management. Why? Into ku-constitution ibhalwe yithi abantu sayipasa ngo-2013. Okusele ukuphela yini i-implementation. Into zabo devolution is not talk business into ebhaliweyo ehleliweyo okumele ukuthi by this time we'll be enjoying that area sibe kwazi ukuthi no at least asilaludo but devolution ikhona you see what I mean sibe kwazi khona lokho ukuthi we now we are developed sesi state esiku devolution but akula implementation but lokho kakungeke kube into engabalula ku local authority ngoba yinto econcern iministry kakhulu.
Let's speak of I grew up elokishini kakhulu. There's what you call uzibuthe elokishini, an association, right? I know we've heard about them, you've been part of them as well. How important is umuntu to become a councillor, being a part of these associations as well? How important are these associations to the development of the community?
You can never survive any length of a period ungekho or connected lozibuthe. Uzibuthe i-management ye-resident yakobulawayo. So ngithini lapho ngithi mina uzibuthe u-effective kakhulu ngoba yiyo ibase yakho ye-communication. Nxa ufuna ama-residents ungabonanga u-chairman kazibuthe awungeke ube kwazi ukuthi umobilize abantu. Uzibuthe utsho ukuthi i-first help etholwa ngumuntu. What happens is people put monies together ikakhulu bekhayela ukuthi if bereavement occurs in the area ngenxa ukuthi bulawa ngumuntu wonke sisayiqala uzibuthe lo abantu abaningi babengawukhanyeli ayisithi turuyenda kumusha mtoko turuyenda kumusha maswingo so on amabhera society abo ayisemabhawa eKongo eMpophoma a big power emadlodlo with the black jackets wawumncane azangubone lokho. So a lot of those people babele certain arrangement that was detached from the arrangement ekhona kuma locals. So ama locals athi no lathi singaba le problem asibeni ukuhlala phansi ukwenze ukuthi nxa singatshela umuntu osenkayi ukuthi usibani banyana kasekho but nxa bebuya bathola at least kule movement inkuni zikhona and ikhabichi ikhona and so kuyikuthi abantu sebebuthene and so kwakuyi first help sasithi no into njengale kumele ibe lani lama structures so kwabonakala ukuthi kumele ube le chairman secretary and all these people you know top 5 treasurer and the likes. So uzibuthe ke nginje la ngimember kazibuthe in my area. And nxa kusiba njalo, it is from that community that have been identified for councillorship. Power base yami ibaba mbona ukuthi asicela ube mkhansila. So uzibuthe uqhakathekile kakhulu because he first stage sokubuild a community in any given area. So we are too confident, we are too comfortable ngozibuthe.
Guys, if you're just joining us, this is Asake Online and this is the Breakfast Club. My name is Brighton Ncube. Today on the show, I'm joined by Sipho Mthimkhulu from Ward 24. He wants to run for councillor under the Freedom of Alliance. Maybe my last question to you, say, is going to be, you want to run for councillor, right, for Bulawayo, right? Someone's watching the show today, they're coming from Geta 7, Geta 8, or Geta 9. Why should they vote for Sipho Mthimkhulu as they go to the ballot paper? Look at the camera over there, convince them why they should vote for you come the December 9 by-election.
Well, ngiyacela ke zakhamizi mina ngusipho sokuchiwo ngiyacela ukuthi ngithola ama votes enu ukuthi ngingene ku local government ngibe ngukhansila ka ward 24 ogoqela inketha 7 le nketha 9 le mbishanyana ka nketha 8. Now sendihlale koBulawayo all my life kanti ke enketha lapha kunketha 9 ngibone unketha 9 esakhiwa ngifike kungela mgwaqo ngifike kungela magetsi ngifike enketha 9 kungelabo makhelwana. So eyami indlu I was the only person owayihlala lapho as a resident ngibone bonke abantu bebuya ngibakhanyele so besikhuluma ngozibuthe ngilesandla sokuvula uzibuthe wakuqala enketha 9 now kuthi kuhambe kunjalo le passion labantu abadala le passion labantu abagogekileyo sengincede kakhulu kibo ngilokho ngilabo whether ngathola isikhundla esikhuluma ngaso sobukhansila kumbe ngangisitholanga ngicela ukuthi lingakhathazeka I'll still continue ukuthi ngibe nilokho ngilincedisa kodwa ngasithola I'll put gear ka autopilot so kuyabe sokuvuma ukuthi ngenze izinto ekade ngingenelisa ukuzenza now abaziyo kuhle bangakhumbula omama ngiba labo kakhulu ngibajoinisa ama social clubs lapha abahlala khona bechaya izimali ngisebenza le social services department trade gold building now youth ngisondelelana layo kakhulu nihlezi ngilayo youth ngiyakhulumisana layo la kuma groups abo ngikhona as a member group yabo disabled people ngikhona as a member ayikho information abangayitholiyo ngibatholisa information all the time so la kubo mama ngikhona I got a group that is running yabo mama ku social media le group that is running yabo baba ku social media so konke lokhu ngikuhlanganisa njengokuthi le passion yabantu engababona bebuya phambi kwami so kanjalo nje like abantu bonke belaba besazi le open door policy umuzwa wami ngokuhlanganelana ngisebenzela abo councillor hand in glove bonke abangenileyo bephuma kakho councillor engazange ngisebenzelayo so I understudied imisebenzi ka councillor I know exactly which button to press always into sezifuna ukuthi ngabe zenzeka ngifuna ukuthi lingitrust ngokuthi ngizakwazi ukukhuluma ngizame ukucazulula udaba olwamanzi la asengekhoyo emadamu lamanzi lathi siwathola ngobulutshwana ngiyaphathisa kakhulu alibaba bengasatholanga kanti kulama problems ngiyakwazi ukuhlala litshengisa ukuthi hayi libona amanzi engafiki problem engikhona lapha libona amagesi engafiki I'm always up on my toes ngiligijimela ngicela ukuthi ke limvotele as a councillor also into eqhakathekileyo kakhulu ukuthi sizakhanyela imigwaqo kayikho ukuthi mibi kakusela virtually there's no road there once were roads kodwa hayi khathesi we don't call such things imigwaqo so sizacela ukubona ukuthi la nxa ukhansile zama something kodwa nxa ebisi decomposed engaranywanga sesibonile I problem yokuthi yi decomposed evala ama storm drains lawo esifuna ukuwavula futhi ukwenza ukuthi nxa kusiba lamanzi ama challenges amanzi engasaflow ngenxa inhlabathi liyana as long as ingaranywanga kuphela there's no reason ukuthi belokhu idantshwa strategically emigwaqweni so izinto zonke lezi sifuna ukuthi sizikhangele izinto azisamanga kuhle I agree izinto azisamanga kuhle and njalo ngiyavuma ukuthi asoze ziphongulunga automatically I need you as much as you need me umuzi wakhiwa ngama ideas so ama ideas akasoze aphonguvela ku leadership leadership ifuna ukuthi ngabe ilabantu abalama ideas abasebenza ngewisdom ukwenzela ukuthi sonke sibe kwazi ukuphatha ulutho iyouth sizamile kakhulu silokho sisase ku process ukuthi sidinge umuzi wabo lapha bazabe kwenza ama cultural activities zabo sakhuluma savumelana ukuthi kuzaba le cultural dance kuzaba le music yama drum ini marimba and all that areas I identify sonke siyayazi as long as we youth ka ward 24 sesitshintshile le youth group yayi youth ward 25 kade sesithe nge constituency ngoba youth ile autonomy yayo so asifuna ukuthi siphokuyenze ngazani iku one ward kuphela so sesihlanganisa constituency yonke sifuna ukuthi ngapho youth iba khona ku group le kwenza ukuthi sidingelana khona phana imisebenzi sitshengisana khona phana ama ideas lama developments esifuna ukuthi siyawathinta I have a dream sengiqeda I have a dream enketha kulama boxing store amaningi. Inketha 7 ile boxing store, inketha 9 ile boxing store, inketha 6 lanxa ngaso area yami but ile boxing store. So ngizama ukuthini ngithi abantu befuna ukuzikwejisela bale access eningi ukuthi bekwejisa bekhona, but nansi trouble. Inketha 7 kule tavern, itavern municipality so I commercialize. Somebody, a private person is running that place. Ngokukhanya kwayo isimo sayo njoba sidinga ama youth clubs iketha kayila hall, i-hall community hall. Keta 7 keta 9 kawula community hall, akukho lapha abantu abahlangana khona besenza izinto beyi-community. So ngiyayihawukela, it is a dream ukuthi i-tavern njana ilama sections amaningi enxe 3 or so. Ngifisa ngedream yami ukubona ukuthi ngabe omama baba khona phana, abantwana lama computers babe le facilities zabo ezeneleyo, table tennis and all that, those things that used to benefit youth kudala lapha sikobulawayo. Ngiyafisa ngoba ngikondema ngokuthi adjacent to residential area i-tavern ibangela abantu umsindo, kuchaya ama radio kuze kuse lami nje iyangafecta, but I'm 500-700 meters away from that tavern. So i-tavern liyana akuzange kuconsultwe ama residents ukuthi kuvunywe ukuthi kube indawo yokunathela amatshwala kuze kuse, whereas ingatransformwa leyaninto ebisisevere i-community, wonke umuntu abele access, uyouth, umuntu ongumama, abafelwakazi kunye labo baba, sibe ngabantu esikwazi ukwenza ulutho sindawonye and develop that park ngoba kule ball to that purpose. Bengithanda ukuthi ngithinte ngedream yami. That dream, I have it in me. Ngiyabonga ukuthi indlebe zenu.
Baba siyabonga for joining us this morning on the Breakfast Club. Sibonga kakhulu. There you have it, guys. Sipho Mthimkhulu wants to be the councillor for Ward 24. That's in Gera 7, Gera 8 and Gera 9 there. And it's coming from Freedom of Alliance. He wants your vote come December 9 by-elections. So if you're just joining us, we hope you guys enjoy the show. Remember, December 9, we're going for the by-elections. Do go out there and cast your vote. If you're in part of those areas which have been affected by these recalls, do go out there and cast your vote. For myself, Brighton Ncube, do follow the site on platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For me, it's bye for now.